Brian Bixler gets a start in right field, so no Jason Worth at least to start this game. Ryan Zimmerman is at third. Matt Stairs jumps up to the cleanup spot. He's the DH. Mike Morse having a very solid season for the Nats is at first. Danny Espinoza, he's the switch hitting second baseman. Jerry Hairston Jr. gets a start in left, so no Lance Nix. Pudge Rodriguez behind the dish, and Alex Cora batting ninth and playing shortstop, taking on Dan Haren, who's got a 7-5 mark at a 3.05 ERA.
When we mentioned in the pregame show for Dan Haren, the effectiveness of his split finger fastball is going to determine how well he's going to pitch today. Fastball's been very good, his slider's been solid, curveball the same, but if he gets on top of that split finger fastball, should get a lot of swing and misses from this national lineup today.
Dan's coming off a win against the Dodgers, giving up 3 runs, 10 hits, however, in his 6 innings of work. His 13th quality start. Roger Bernardino leading things off and looks at a fastball that, well, apparently missed, according to Wally Bell, with 1 ball, no strikes. Bernardino in this series 0 for 10. 268 as he swings through that one. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. 4 home runs for Bernardino. 16 runs batted in, 6 doubles, 1 triple. He's got good speed. He just hasn't been able to get on base. He did get on base in the 6th inning yesterday on the error by Mark Trumbo. Bernardino tries to drag a bunt. Looks like Wally Bell's calling that a foul ball. So the contact with the baseball occurred while Roger was in the batter's box, at least according to Bell.
Yeah, if he's outside the batter's box and the ball hits him, he's out. You get a good view here. Yeah, he's clearly still in the batter's box. Just barely got out. Better angle here. Hits his leg as his foot's still in the batter's box. Comes up as a foul ball.
1-2 is fouled back. The count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wally Bell calling the balls and strikes tonight, or this afternoon. Laz Diaz over at first. Corey Blazer at second. Scott Berry at third. Swing and a miss. Down goes Bernardino, and there's the first out of this ball game. Take a look at the defense behind Dan Haren for this afternoon's game. Vernon Wells in left, Peter Borges in center, Torrey Hunter's in right. In the infield, you've got Teoscar and Ibar on the left side, Kendrick and Trumbo on the right, Jeff Mathis behind the plate.
And Torrey Hunter's been excellent out in the right field, getting healthier. 8 outfield assists this season in the right field position. 0 errors for Torrey as he's gotten acclimated to that right field position. Last year was a little transition for him after being a center fielder, a Gold Glove center fielder for all those years. He made a nice transition to right field. Difficult sun right field in these days today, 4 o'clock game. Very difficult. You got to read that all the way into your glove.
This one bounced up the line. It is foul. No balls, 2 strikes on Brian Bixler. The only action that Bixler has seen in this series was as a pinch hitter in the 10th inning of Monday's game. Reached on an error. Eventually stranded in scoring position. Pretty good speed. Getting to start in place of Jason Worth down in right field as that pitch is outside. 1-2 now. Bixler's had some time in the big leagues prior to this season with Pittsburgh, both in 08 and 09, spending all of last year down in the minor leagues. 1-2 pitch, got him looking on the outside corner. Down goes Bixler, 2 outs.
Well, we talked about the need to be able to get that split finger fastball established early for Dan Haren. He's got 2 punch outs with that pitch. On top of that, great speed and location, outstanding. Well, Dan Haren, good job as far as getting on top of that pitch, hitting the outside part of the plate. Mechanics good, gathering over the pitching rubber has been outstanding here early.
Brings up Ryan Zimmerman, the third baseman, who last night went 1 for 4, an RBI single in the 1st inning. He looks at his strike. Zimmerman hitting .244, 3 home runs and 12 runs batted in. Picked up his 3rd home run of the season Monday. That was off Irvin Santana. The pitch is popped up on the infield. Eric Ibar with the call. And he'll make the catch. Dan Haren, for the first time in this series, has retired the Washington Nationals in the 1st. We head to the bottom of the 1st with no score. 500 at 41-40 and a game and a half back of the Texas Rangers. Eric Ibar leading things off at shortstop. Torrey Hunter's in right field. Bobby Abreu serving as the DH. The Red Hot Vernon Wells is the cleanup hitter in left. Howie Kendrick at second. Alberto Callaspo gets a start at third. Mark Trumbo back at first. Peter Borges jumps up a spot to the 8 hole. He'll play center field, and Jeff Mathis will get to start behind the plate, taking on the 25-year-old from Auburndale, Wisconsin, by the name of Jordan Zimmermann.
And Zimmermann with a very good fastball, sinking fastball, 91 to 93, can rush a four-seam fastball, 95, 96. His out pitch, his slider, very devastating when he gets on top of that, curveball and an occasional changeup.
16th start for Zimmermann this season. First pitch is a fastball that is in there for a strike on Eric Ibar. Eric yesterday 2 for 6, a double, a home run, 2 runs batted in, extending his hitting streak to 9 games. He's got 5 home runs overall, 33 runs batted in. There's that pretty good slider down and in. It's no balls, 2 strikes.
When you look what he's done since May 5th, early part of May, ERA at 2.08. Throwing the ball exceptionally well.
Chopper foul. This one off the leg of Ibar. Bounds in front of the mound. The Cowboy remains at no balls, 2 strikes. Zimmermann coming off a no decision against the Chicago White Sox, even though he allowed no runs on 6 hits in his 7 innings of work. Struck out 4 and walked 1. He's a guy, if he's got it going, can rack up some strikeouts. He's had 2 double-digit strikeout games. 10 punch-outs against the Padres on June the 12th. 11 strikeouts against the Braves on May the 12th. Ibar goes down swinging on the breaking pitch, and there is the first out here in the bottom of the first. Defensively for the Nationals, you've got Hairston in left, Bernadine in center, Bixler in right. In the infield, Zimmermann, Cora, Espinoza, and Morse from third to first, and Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate.
Now Cora getting that start at shortstop. A guy very steady. Should be pretty active today. They're trying to convince Zimmermann to be more of a pitch to contact guy, so work down in his zone, and now Cora one of the better ones as far as get himself in good position to make the plays.
1 ball, no strikes on Torrey. Had a 1 for 5 game last night. Hitting .242 on the season. 8 home runs and 39 runs batted in. Breaking pitch, caught the corner, 2 balls and a strike. The Angels offensively with a total of 16 hits Monday night, 15 singles, 1 double. Last night a little bit better mix, 15 total hits. Torrey hits one on the ground over to Espinoza at second base, and there is out number 2. Hey, today's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces, serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. We welcome you and thank you for your continued service to our country. Zimmermann's retired the first 2 here in the bottom of the first inning. Bobby Abreu comes to the plate. Had a 1 for 5 game last night. A 3rd inning single. Hitting .288. 3 home runs, 32 runs batted in, and 17 doubles this season for Bobby. Ahead of the count of 1 ball, no strikes. 1-1. Slightly different pace for Zimmermann compared to that of Jason Marquis last night. A lot of pitches thrown by both sides.
A lot of pitches out of the strike zone trying to entice the hitters to swing at pitches down and below the knee level.
Bobby grounds one to short. Cora's got the skimmer. And Zimmermann returns the favor as the Angels go down in order here in the bottom of the first. 1 complete and half no score here at the Big A. AT&T. By your Southern California Ford dealers. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. And by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo is back for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. Top of the second, scoreless here at the Big A. Dan Haren and Jordan Zimmerman retiring to sign in order. In the first, here in the second, Stairs, Morse, and Espinoza against Dan Haren, who had a couple of strikeouts in that first inning. Stairs a big swing and a miss, evens a count of 1 ball, 1 strike. He had a 2-for-4 game last night. A couple of singles, 1 RBI. His first RBI of the season. It's 2 balls and a strike on the infield. The Angels play Stairs to pull, and that's the type of hitter that he is. Although last night the single and RBI he picked up was a base hit through the left side with a runner in second base. As he pulls this one foul into the seats. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's a guy that's always looked and hit that fastball no matter how hard you throw. Had a tough time laying off off-speed pitch, especially when you get ahead of the count or even with the count in the dirt area.
Tap foul at the plate. The count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Veteran presence for this Washington Nationals team with a lot of young players on it. I guess Jason Worth at 32 years of age could be that kind of a veteran presence as well, but Matt's been around a little bit longer. That is pulled foul. And it ricochets almost all the way out to Torrey. Pudge Rodriguez, another guy that has helped his team along, especially with Wilson Ramos behind the plate as a mentor.
Well, they've both been outstanding as far as throwing out would-be base stealers.
It's got to be great knowing that you've got a future Hall of Famer helping you figure things out behind the plate. We saw Ramos the first 2 games. Pudge getting the start this afternoon. Stairs takes a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Make that 3 strikeouts for Dan Haren. That's the first out here in the second. And we'll take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
A little ELO daybreaker. Obviously in these type of games at 4 o'clock, the pitcher at the advantage, the first point of the game. So if you can get some runs early on, you have a great chance to be able to win the game. That's why it's important for Dan Haren to throw some zeros and then get the offense going, and then those shadows come into play around the 3rd or 4th inning. So it's important for the offenses to start it up early before those shadows come in.
Electric Light Orchestra.
Yes, indeed.
I like it. Good call. Mike Morse takes upstairs, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Morse 2 for 5 yesterday, hitting .305. 15 home runs, 46 runs batted in. Have you busted out any Toto?
No, but I'm definitely going to have to do that.
A little bit high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
I do like Toto. I do have that in my iPod.
Two-0. There's a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Moore's second on this team, and runs batted in. Just 2 behind Danny Espinoza, who's on deck. He's got 48. Morse with 46. That pitch is inside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Been a nice job since leaving the Seattle Mariners organization in a trade for Ryan Langerhans. And going to the Nationals, a kind of evolving guy who came up originally as a shortstop. There's a 3-1 pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Shallow right. Howie Kendrick calling for it. He'll make the catch. There are 2 outs.
Well, a good read right away from Howie. That's a difficult ball to be able to pick up if you're a right fielder. As Torrey's coming in on it, Howie was able to break back and call off Torrey right away and made the play. Big, strong hitter with a long swing like that, you think it's going to go deeper. So as an outfielder, you freeze initially. Howie did a good job of getting back and making that look routine.
So with 2 outs, nobody on, Espinoza steps to the plate, the second baseman. Takes a breaking ball for his strike. product of Mater Dei and Long Beach State. Went 0 for 4 last night, hitting .239, 15 home runs, and the 48 runs batted in we just talked about. Picked up his 15th 2 nights ago in the 9th inning with 2 outs to tie the game up and force it into extra innings. He's a .209 hitter from the left side of the plate, .321 from the right this season. As he hits this one out toward left, chasing Vernon over toward the line. And make the catch, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Dan Hare. We head to the bottom of the second with no score here at the Big A. No score. Summertime here in Southern California. Nice to see all the kids out here. Folks still arriving to the ballpark. It's a good crowd.
It's hard to believe 4th of July is just right around the corner here.
No doubt. Monday. 6:05 start, by the way. Tigers in town. As Vernon Wells takes a breaking pitch for his strike. Dodgers in town before that. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Tigers are in town. And then the Seattle Mariners before the All-Star break. 0-1 pitch is fouled off to the left, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Vernon, a big game last night, 4 for 5. Double, a home run, 2 runs batted in. He's got a 5-game hitting streak. 10 home runs on the year, 26 runs batted in. Last 14 games at .304 average. Here comes the 0-2. Outside. Zimmerman going with that fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you would think he would throw that slider after that fastball off the outside corner.
Vernon goes down swinging for the first out, second strikeout for Zimmerman. Fans follow the Angels at foxsportswest.com/Angels. Log on and catch all of Joe McDonald and Michael Martinez's columns, and be sure to vote for the Angels poll question. Which do you think would be the best improvement for Major League Baseball? Expanded replay, realignment, or expanded playoffs?
I like the realignment, or at least adding the Diamondbacks to the AL West. That's mine. And then, of course, the Astros to the NL West. I think that would be a pretty good idea by Major League Baseball. I'm not huge on it, expanding the replay because that's going to slow the pace of the game even more so.
One ball, 1 strike on Howie. It'll be interesting how we get into the offseason and figure out all the things that they're trying to negotiate with the new CBA. Hopefully beginning next year as Kendrick Brown's out for the second out.
Well, you just hope it's a smooth transition the way everything else is going on in sports.
You wouldn't figure it wouldn't be, or why it shouldn't be, considering all the things that have been argued about for years between Major League Baseball and the Players Association have basically been hammered out. I mean, both sides have given and taken a little bit, especially with revenue sharing of late. The game has grown exponentially. The dollars are out of this world, so everyone is sharing in the quote-unquote wealth of prosperity of the game. I mean, if you can hammer out these little details, whether it's a worldwide draft or putting a cap on bonuses and stuff like that, I think it should be a smooth sailing as Teoscar loops one foul down the line.
Well, then you mix in the fact that the word parity, you often hear that with the NFL, but you can see that in Major League Baseball, because you look around baseball right now, there's not one team you could pencil in to be in the World Series. I mean, there's so much parity in the game. Teams that had been struggling for so long are playing well. You look at the Pittsburgh Pirates playing well this season. Cleveland Indians right towards the top. Everyone expected them to be around that 100 loss level. Even the Nationals putting it together. They've had some good drafts, good player development, and here they are, the 500 mark themselves.
Teoscar loops one into right field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. A two-out knock for Alberto Teoscar, the first man to reach in this game.
Most times when you see a flare into the outfield, it's going to be an elevated pitch by a pitcher. And the ball was up in the zone, and Teoscar did a good job of getting his hands through the baseball and fighting it off and flaring it into the outfield for a two-out base hit. We see pitchers get mad when the ball flares in the outfield, but if you look at replays, most times it's going to be a pitch that's up in the strike zone.
It was their doing?
Yep. Although we're never happy about giving up hits.
Pitchers sometimes, I tell you. They're a wacky bunch.
Yeah, they are.
Here's Mark Trumbo. Zimmerman working from the stretch for the first time. Slider is down low. Mark had a 2-for-5 game yesterday, including a double, his 15th of the year. 2 runs batted in. He's got 35 RBIs now, hitting .261 on the season.
Bernardina's nearly playing on the warning track in center field.
Well, he saw where that double went last night off the bat of Trumbo.
I think so.
Well, Zimmerman got away with a mistake there as Trumbo just fouls off the breaking pitch. And it's no balls, 2 strikes.
He's playing no doubles already in the ball game here. I mean, that's about as far as you've seen a center fielder play.
Trumbo backs down at the plate. Team leader in home runs with 13. Vernon on his heels with 10. Oh, it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Trumbo. Not 0-2. Two balls at a strike. 35 runs batted in for Mark. Second on this team. Torres the team leader with 39. Ibar's up there with 33. Teoscar with 31. Talking about both Ramos and Pudge Rodriguez doing a nice job behind the plate in limiting the running game. Pudge has thrown out 9 of 20 would-be base stealers this year.
Always had one of the better arms in the game. Super quick release point for him.
Fastball strike.
I remember going over to scouting reports on the offensive side with Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate. It's always, well, offense, you got to do it yourself. There's no way you're going to be able to steal bases against because he was that quick for a long period of time. It was always that adage. He caught a lot of fastballs away to put himself in better position to be able to make the throw. But I'll tell you what, he negated a running game right away when you came into town.
2-2. Trumbo gets jammed, fouls it off to the right. So the count remains even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking pitch One hopper over to Espinoza. He'll go to first, and Trumbo's retired for the third out. No runs a hit, and the Angels leave a man on to complete. Still no score. Hairston, Pudge Rodriguez, and Alex Cora against Dan Haren, who has 3 strikeouts and 3 fly ball outs for Dan. The Angels have seen Hairston as a pinch runner, defender for the first 2 games of the series. Actually got an at-bat yesterday and ended up drawing a walk as he fouls the first pitch back, and it's no balls and a strike. Hairston last year with the San Diego Padres played in 119 games at .244 for him. 10 home runs at 50 runs batted in. 10 home runs, a career high for him. As he pulls this one down a left field line, but foul. And it is 0-2.
Yeah, you would think the way he's holding his hands right there, Dan Haren would challenge him with fastballs inside. Hands around, right around the chest area, not too far away from his body. You think you're susceptible to fastballs inside.
Long line of Hairstons have played Major League Baseball. The 0-2 is bounced toward the middle. Ibar to his left, gets rid of it quickly, and Hairston is retired for the first out. Jerry's grandfather Sam, his dad Jerry Sr., his uncle John, and brother Scott, who's still playing.
Played against his dad when he was with the White Sox.
Yeah. Man, you are old.
I was only 10 years old then, though. He was a pinch hitter extraordinaire.
You just missed Sam.
Yeah.
There's Pudge Rodriguez. One out, nobody on.
Yeah, he just retired.
Pudge hitting .212 with a couple of home runs, 17 runs batted in. Takes a breaking pitch for a strike. 14-time All-Star, 13 Gold Gloves, and the 1999 American League Most Valuable Player. That pitch down in the dirt.
He's always been one of those hitters that looks in early and away late. If you get ahead of the count, he's very good as far as putting the ball in play on sliders and breaking pitches on the outside corner. He looks away, similar to an Alan Trammell or Cal Ripken Jr., who looked away late in the count.
That one through the wickets of Jeff Mathis. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pudge signing a multi-year deal prior to last season with the Nats. Last year hit .266. with 4 home runs and 49 runs batted in, playing in 111 games. Originally coming up with the Texas Rangers as he grounds this one to second. Howie's got it. 2 outs. Kids on Tuesday, the Angels taking on the Tigers. That's a 7:05 start. And all kids 2 to 18 receive the world famous, world traveling sock rally monkey, courtesy of Hilton Suites Anaheim Orange. Purchase your tickets today at the Angel Stadium ticket office or online at angels.com.
Just a few days away.
Here's Alex Cora. The veteran takes a strike. Hitting .243 this season for the Nationals. Playing now his 50th game as he fouls this one off to the left, and it's no balls, 2 strikes.
I still remember vividly that at bat he had at Dodger Stadium a few years ago, which he fouled off a bunch of pitches. He saw maybe 20, 21 pitches or so, and finally he hit a home run. A lot of people talk about him as a potential future manager in Major League Baseball.
His brother, the bench coach of the Chicago White Sox, Joey. That pitch inside. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cora going old school with the choked up bat. Not a whole lot of pop in there. Just a contact guy looking for the holes.
He's always trying to put the ball in play. Fouls off a ton of pitches. You're always going to throw a lot of pitches to him. Pretty good eye also. Maybe I should have mentioned the fact he had that at bat with 14 foul balls. And had a bat before he eventually hit one out.
14 straight foul balls. Then you go deep.
Yeah.
You got to go 1 flap down at that point, don't you? This is popped up to Howie Kendrick.
This out of exhaustion.
Just go Jeffrey Leonard on it, all the way around the bases. 1, 2, 3 inning for Dan Hare. We head to the bottom of the 3rd with no score. She wants to see some scoring.
No question. Before the shadows come in and play.
So you guys got 31 hits combined the first 2 days, and I've seen 1 so far today.
Why not have Peter Bourjos start it up?
Absolutely. Love the signs. You bring signs to the ballpark, we'll put them up.
We will show.
Yeah. Gilby might even telestrate. This one back up the middle. That is a base hit. Peter Bourjos with a leadoff single. He went 1 for 5 yesterday and picks up another knock, and his red-hot June continues.
So it's all about getting the signs up there for Peter Bourjos. A little Tesla signs. Fastball, able to get through that baseball. Since he's made that adjustment with Mickey Hatch as far as his stance and his swing, been much more effective as far as being able to get the hands through on a pitch that's up in the strike zone.
Mathis at the plate, hitting 191 with a couple of home runs, 11 runs batted in.
It's been very difficult to steal on. His last 2 stolen bases, 4 base stealers have been caught, picked off 2 also. You can see how quick he is with his move. This is more of a situation where you might see Mathis squaring around a bunt to advance Peter Bourjos to second base.
This is the first game for Mathis since the Sunday game at Dodger Stadium. And that's a strike on the outside corner. In that game, Jeff had a double. His 7th of the year. And of course, involved at the plate. The plate, the disputed call at the plate. Long pause for Zimmerman. Mathis cues it foul up the first base line. Like Alfredo Griffin threw the like a shin guard protector at the ball, try to knock it down. It's a good look.
If a player does that in the field of play, that gets awarded an extra base. You throw your equipment at a baseball.
No balls, 2 strikes here on Mathis with Bourjos at first. Jeff hits one in the air toward right center field. Bixler moving over. He'll make the catch for the first out. Fans of 1961 uniforms worn by the Halos this season are now up for auction online. Visit the community page on Angels.com to bid on the authentic hats, helmets, and uniforms. A portion of the proceeds will benefit the Angels Foundation. Back to the top of the order now with Eric Ibar. Snapping to the plate, Eric, a strikeout victim in the first. 1 of 2 punch outs for Zimmerman. No walks, 2 hits allowed. Bourjos takes off. Ibar loops it down the left field line. Hairston coming over will make the catch. Bourjos has to re-tag. Hustling back to first, and Hairston throw is not in time. Bourjos is back in there.
You know, I think as Morse tried to apply the tag instead of standing on the bases, it's going to be a force out. Play by Hairston, pretty good throw all the way across also. They're going to make sure that he re-tags second base, but he did so. Tags the base, but you have to go back and tag that base once again to be able to go back and slide it in. Morse tried to apply the tag instead of putting his foot on the base.
Yeah, why wasn't he on the base? I mean, the guy's 6'5".
And that's would it be an out? You don't have to apply the tag. You just catch the ball with your foot on the base. Potential break for the Angels here.
And Bourjos had a very good jump. Ibar offering at that pitch. But 2 outs now. Bourjos takes off again, and Torrey swings and hits a high fly ball to left center. Playable for Hairston. Zundert makes the catch. Now will end the inning. No runs, a leadoff single, and a man left on base. 3 in the book still. No score. Interesting. Going back and looking at that replay of Peter Bourjos just getting back to first base. Mike Morse deciding not to get to for the double play. The reaction to Davey Johnson, though. Oh.
That is a good one.
Why did I sign up for this again?
He's going, Mike, this is what we want you to do, is to step on the base when the ball, that's a forced play. That was a great reaction.
Oh, man, that's the beauty of old school managers. They wear it, man.
Yep.
They wear it on their sleeves.
There's no hiding that emotion.
No. Bernardina, Bixler, and Zimmerman here in the fourth against Dan Haren, who's got 3 strikeouts. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bernardina went down swinging in the first. So he is 0 for 1.
I think he thought, what would Earl Weaver have said to me as I came off the field if I had done that back in the Baltimore days?
Whatever it was, Weaver would have been looking up. That pitch is a strike, and it's 1 and 2. Earl vertically challenged.
Well, you had some interesting conversation with Jim Palmer over the years, him and Earl.
That pitch down low, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And of course, anytime he took him out of the game, Jim Palmer never really had anything nice to say about Earl.
Yeah. He was feisty.
He had some good arguments with some umpires.
Some of the all-time best. Bernardina hits one out towards right. Torrey moving over. He'll make the catch. There's out number 1. It's time now for our AT&T trivia question. Pudge Rodriguez, 13 gold gloves. Who are the only 3 players at any position with more? Is that currently or historically?
I'm guessing 2 pitchers, maybe Greg Maddux and Jim Cott. If there's pitchers, you know.
If they count as a real position?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm trying to say that because I knew you would say something back about it. So I'm just giving myself some leeway to get out of the way of that one.
Bixler takes upstairs. 1 ball, no strike, showing bunt there. Bixler struck out looking in the first innings. He's 0 for 1.
Brooks Robinson's got to be in there also, doesn't he?
Boy, good breaking pitch. Evens a count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Time is called. Haren's one of those guys that likes to keep that momentum going when he's out on the mound. 1-1 pitch. Bixler showing bunt on the third base side. Callaspo with the bare hand. Throws it away and goes into the camera well, and that will allow Bixler to advance to second. First hit of the game, first base runner for the Washington Nationals. It'll go as a base hit and the 9th error for Alberto Callaspo.
Was able to come in on this bunt. This did a nice job as far as deading the baseball, but Callaspo had some time to be able to get it. It was a low throw into the base runner. No chance for Trumbo to be able to come out and make that play. It's one of those plays, too, as a first baseman, you try to reach for that ball as the runner's coming down. That's what happened to Albert Pujols in St. Louis. That throw runs right into the base runner coming down the line.
Oh, 1 count on Zimmerman, who popped out to Eric Einbar to end the first innings. He's 0 for 1. Because of the error, Bixler becomes the first man to reach scoring position so far in this game. Still early. Fastball just missed in. 1-2.
Great spot.
Bixler's got a pretty good lead over at second base. Zimmerman takes a little bit high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The shadow's starting to, or will begin to really take effect here in a minute. You see the shadows of the light standard. That's positioned atop the roof here on the third base side, creeping out.
Why that comes into play so much. Hitters, their time to be able to make an adjustments, even less because of the fact that you can't see the baseball. And Dan Herron in the sunshine, and the ball is coming into the shadows, so you have less time to be able to react.
So a full count on Zimmerman. Matt Stairs is the man on deck. He's the DH. Payoff pitch, and that is a one-hopper over to Mark Trumbo going to his left. That is out number 2. Nice play by Trumbo. If anything, just to keep that ball on the infield. Otherwise, it's extra bases, and the Nationals have a lead.
Well, a great reaction on that one. That ball was hit hard. Break a pitch away, and Trumbo was able to make that play. You know, he was asked that question in the dugout today, and listening to him talk about that play he made yesterday. It had nothing to do with the field itself, the new grass, the dirt. His play yesterday was just a bad play by him, and you can see he redeems himself by making a solid play on that hard hit ball by Zimmerman.
That pitch sailing upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes on Matt Stairs, who went down looking on a fastball on the outside corner, leading off the second inning. Stairs hits one in the air toward left. Vernon Wells comes in. They'll put it away. So that error does not come back to haunt the Angels. We hit at the bottom of the 4th with no score. Get your game on by El Pollo Loco. Now for only $5 at El Pollo Loco, get one of our 5 tasty combos. They are the combos other combos wish they could be. Catch them before they are gone. And by Time Warner Cable. Bottom of the 4th with no score here at the Big A.
Is that your boat?
Yeah, matter of fact it is.
Shocker.
Yeah. Got to clean the engines out on occasion.
Yeah, just get ready for that off day tomorrow.
Well, no. Right after this ball game. Oh. Hopefully it'll still be daylight out.
Everyone else invited but me again?
Might throw a line out there. Cat's head of the bag. Bobby Abreu leads things off, takes a strike. Abreu, Wells, and Kendrick here against Jordan Zimmerman, who has 2 strikeouts, 2 hits allowed. Halo's trying to get their first man into scoring position. Peter tried. He tried.
Well, he had 2
on a couple occasions.
Great jumps. Yeah. 2 fly balls out to left field. Kept him at first base, but boy, he had some jumps, and Zimmerman is not easy to get a good jump against.
Bobby takes outside. 2 balls and a strike. Abreu grounded out to short to end the first innings. He's 0 for 1. Zimmerman, a former 2nd-round pick in 2007. University of Wisconsin Stevens Point. Way outside. 3 balls and 1 strike, as we pointed out early on. He had Tommy John surgery. In 2009, he was the 2008 minor league pitcher of the year for the Washington Nationals. Last year made just 7 starts with 1 and 2 and a 4.94 ERA, but he's put it all together so far this season. 3-1 is fouled back to the left. That's a full count.
Yeah, they still try to keep that pitch count pretty reasonable, as most he's thrown so far this year is 101 or 103 in a game. And it's his first 3-ball count. So he's all about pitching to contact. When you have movement on the fastball like that at 92, 93, then an occasional four-seam fastball up, and a very good slider curveball, you can get some quick outs.
Bobby draws the walk, so the leadoff man is on board for the second consecutive inning. Now we'll go back to our AT&T trivia question. Pudge Rodriguez with 13 gold gloves. Who are the only 3 players at any position with more? Greg Maddux, Jim Kaat, Brooks Robinson.
A couple pitchers in there. Some real athletes. Yeah, and that guy at third base, he could field it a little bit.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
Vernon takes just below the knees. And it's 1 ball, no strikes.
What happened to that play Brooks made in that World Series against Cincinnati? Where was it? Lee May hit the ball down the line.
He's still out.
Yeah. And I asked Lee May, because he was a hitting coach in Kansas City, but he goes, you know what, if I'm not hitting the ball out of the ballpark, I'm not running hard down the line. I said, yeah, right.
Vernon takes that one inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Looks like Zimmerman kind of finished kind of odd fashion. Falling behind here 2-0 with Abreu at first base.
Well, we've seen a number of times on this stretch for Vernon Wells in which he gets that into a good fastball count. If he's guessing right on the inner half, he's been able to crush a fastball.
Two-0 chopper to third. Zimmerman comes charging in, goes to second base, and he throws it into right field. Abreu will head to third. A fielder's choice, and Zimmerman will get charged with his 5th error.
Again, it seems like he's not able to follow through on his throw, Zimmerman. It was a tough in-between hop, and a gutsy play to throw to second base on a tough play like that. The play he's got to be able to make, but he's not getting through his throw. He's like cutting off the throw to be able to alleviate the potential discomfort in his side as he's releasing the baseball. I mean, he's one of the best fielding third basemen there is normally when he's healthy. Well, completely healthy, I should say.
There's Howie Kendrick. Nobody out. Runners at the corner. Now he bounces one to short. Cora feeds Espinosa. The lead at first is in time. A double play, but the Angels take the lead 1-0 on the double play ball hit into by Howie Kendrick.
Yeah, and a lot of times when a young pitcher's on the mound, there's a couple of mistakes made in an inning. Well, one being yourself walking about it, and then the third baseman. You'd want to take a pitch to let him really feel the tension in his arm and trying to force a pitch in the middle part of play, especially if he throws a ball that first pitch. Then you're in position to be able to crush the ball. You're doing him a favor at times when you swing at that first pitch when the guy's stressed out, especially a young pitcher like Zimmerman.
Yeah, and to your point, walking Bobby Abreu, falling behind on Wells, 2 balls and no strikes. In a pressure situation, first and third, nobody out. But Howie thought he had a pitch to drive, bounces into the double play. No RBI for Howie. But the Angels take the 1-0 lead. And credit Alex Cora too at shortstop for getting rid of that baseball quickly. It was a bang-bang play at first. Nice turn by Espinosa at second as well, but Cora just got rid of the ball as quickly as possible.
He's got great hands. He's always been in position to make good quality plays. Well, quick he got that baseball out of his glove. So Espinosa, is he be able to turn that ball as quick as possible, because Howie was getting down the line very well.
And a 3-ball, 1-strike count here on Alberto Callaspo with 2 outs. Alberto had the first hit of the game, 2-out single out to right field. Chopper toward the hole. Cora's got it. Still has that strong arm. He'll retire Callaspo for the 3rd out. But the Angels get a run. No hits. A walk and error. The fielder's choice. 1-0 Angels. In the Arizona desert for one spectacular night in the summer's biggest event, as Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2011 MLB All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday, July the 12th, live from Phoenix at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox.
That should be a really good game when you think about how quick that infield is there in Arizona, and the ball flies out of there too. We haven't seen an offensive game in recent years in the All-Star Game because of the quality of pitching. That could be one of the places where some runs may be scored.
Jared Weaver might be in a position to start that game if he makes the All-Star team. Justin Verlander also. Mike Morse leading things off. Is ahead of the count of 2 balls and no strikes to start the 5th inning. Morse, Espinosa, and Hairston. 5, 6, and 7 for the Nats. Morse popped down into shallow right field in the 2nd inning, so he's 0 for 1. It's 3-0 now. Ground ball on a 3-0 pitch to Ibar. There's out number 1.
We'll catch a break there. That's a great feeling if you're on the mound and you could throw a 3-0 pitch and have a little bit of movement away and get a hitter to roll over on that pitch and get a quick out instead of being in a situation that's trying to make it 3-1 and go from there. And especially Morse with that type of power that he has, especially when he's ahead of the count looking for a fastball.
So 1 out, nobody on. And here's Espinosa, the second baseman. Hit a fly ball to left field in the 2nd. One ball, no strikes. Danny Espinosa. 3rd round pick back in 2008. And Herron falls behind at 2 balls and no strikes. Dan, since May the 24th, has kind of done that every other start thing as far as wins and losses. It delivers a strike here. It's 2-1. Against Oakland here, took the loss. Next start against Minnesota at Target Field. The W, a loss to Tampa Bay, a win at Seattle, loss at the Mets, and a win at the Dodgers.
We start off 3-0 the Morse, now 3-1 here.
Aaron with good numbers throughout his career against Washington, a 2-2 mark, a 3.10 ERA. 3-1 pitch, caught the corner. Full count. Espinosa perhaps thinking that pitch was in off the plate a little bit.
Pretty good slider right on the inner half of the plate. Just gets that corner.
And there's a walk. First walk issued by Dan Herron. Puts a man on with 1 out here in the 5th. So each starter now has walked 1 man.
I often ask hitters, like when the shadows come into play, what's the more difficult pitch to hit? You would think in terms of fastball, because it goes from the sun into the shadow, so less time to be able to react because you don't see it as well. But they always said the more difficult pitch to hit was the breaking ball because they can't read the seams as well. Notice right here, Dan Herron threw a number of breaking pitches. The last one being a fastball just out of the strike zone. More difficult for a hitter to read the way the seams move, the rotation of the seams on the baseball on a breaking pitch, especially a slider, because then a good hitter see a dot. Now, obviously, with the shadows in play, it's more difficult to see that.
Herron having to be cognizant of Espinosa at first base. 9 stolen bases for Espinosa. He's been caught twice, and Hairston takes a strike. Hairston getting to start in left field, 0 for 1 today. A ground out to short. Long pause for Dan. It's Espinosa walking back to the bag.
9 stolen bases is pretty good as far as reading a pitcher. And Herron of late has had a tough time. About 15 stolen bases. 2 base steals have been caught. 1 pickoff on the season for Dan Herron.
Hairston takes upstairs. Snap throw to first is not in time. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hairston. Mathis behind the plate has thrown out 6 of 38 would-be base stealers.
See right there, Dan Haren, when he gets into a stretch position, standing straight up, he's going to be in the sunshine, so the ball is going to initially come out of his hand in the sunshine, and then the hitter's got to react as it goes into the shadow.
Infield looking for that double play ball. The outfield shading Hairston a little bit the opposite way, especially Borges in center. Big alley in left center field. Espinosa bluffing there. May have been going. Haren stepping off.
It's one of those innings during the course of a game where a pitcher's trying to fight his way through it. Obviously here in this 5th inning so far, Dan Haren not real comfortable. 3-0 count, got a ground ball out. Ends up walking Espinosa there, and of course it's 1-1 right now to Hairston, but it's not quite comfortable.
2 balls and a strike.
You got to believe with this count right now, 2-1 with 1 out, there's going to be some type of action going for the Nationals.
Espinosa takes off. The hit and run was on, and Hairston fouls it back. It's kind of what that pitch out does, especially if you guess wrong. It gives the offense a slight advantage in that you could start the runner, hit and run count, or a straight steal.
Yeah, you think you're going to get a fastball. You can see right here the baseball out of the hand in the shade, then goes right into the shadows and back in the sun, and then back out into the shadow. Very difficult to read if you're a hitter, especially rotation of the pitch.
Two balls, 2 strikes now. Espinosa's got a good lead at first. Halo scoring a run in the bottom of the 4th inning. Espinosa takes off, and that pitch is fouled back.
Well, he had a pretty good jump there. I think an effective move for Dan Haren right now would be step off quickly off the pitching rubber and then throw over the first base as quick as possible. So anytime you see a base stealer getting that type of jump, if you step off right away, he's going to react one way or the other way, and you might be able to get a chance of a pickoff.
Hairston down the line, but fouled.
Good job of quick pitching him there. Froze everybody. Hairston late on the fastball. Espinosa not even thinking about trying to steal.
Wally Bell looked like he was hollering down to Dan Radisson, the first base coach, and perhaps on that quick pitch, maybe that Dan didn't come set.
A discernible stop.
But a good pitch there. Just got a piece of it to keep his at-bat alive.
Boy, a real good pitch here. Well, cut fastball, just barely got off the end of the bat. Hairston was able to foul that one off.
In the dirt, Espinosa not going, and it's a full count. Now you anticipate that he will be going with 1 out.
All 3 batters, 3-ball counts here. A chance to strike him out, throw him out though.
Espinosa goes. A 3-2 is a, what are they calling it? They're asking for help. Wally Bell's pointing to first as if to say he's awarding first base. It looked originally like he was looking for help from Laz Diaz. Hairston in obvious pain.
Well, even if you get hit in the hand, if you attempt to swing,
right,
it's basically technically part of the bat in your hand.
Hairston's going to come out of the game. So perhaps Lance Nix, who started in left field the first two games, will come out there. Looks like he got him on that right wrist. The question is, did he off rest? Doesn't look like he did, so it should be just a straight up hit batter, but there was no real call. That was the issue.
It almost looked like Wally Bell was going to call if it was fair or foul the baseball as it rolled down the line, because Dan Haren tried to field that as quick as possible before it went foul.
It's Ian Desmond actually coming in now to pinch run for Jerry Hairston Jr. So runners at first and second, and still one out. There's Pudge Rodriguez. Fouls it off to the right. No balls in a strike. Pudge hit a ground ball to second base in the third inning. He's over 1. Dan getting ahead now at no balls in a strike here on Pudge. No runs, a hit, 1 error, 1 left on for the Nats. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left on for the Angels. No balls, 2 strikes.
Pudge is hitting the 5 double plays this year. A guy that does hit a lot of ground balls, in particular to the right side, especially now behind in the count 0-2. He's a guy that looks away behind in the count.
Oh, 2 in the air towards shallow right. Here comes Torrey Hunter. He'll make the catch. There's out number 2. You pointed out that tough Sunfield off the bat weren't quite sure if you pick it up as a right fielder. Torrey tracking it the whole way. Base runners not biting. Able to get back to the respective bases. So there are 2 out now for Cora with runners still at first and second.
A very difficult Sunfield in right field for Biso for quite a while here. And another hour or so for Torrey Hunter to deal with that.
Cora popped up his last time up, so he's 0 for 1. Getting the start here this afternoon at shortstop for the Nationals. They'll have to do a little bit of a juggling act as far as their defense is concerned, with Desmond now in there, unless Desmond's just a straight pinch runner, but then you're going to burn 2 guys.
Yeah, you wouldn't think they would do that,
right,
especially this early in the game.
Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cora's a guy that's played all over the infield. Haren getting ready to throw his 25th pitch of the 5th inning. A swing and a miss. Boy, perfect location on that pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Boy, an unhittable spot if you're a left-handed batter. I mean, it's a nasty down and in slider. If you do anything at all, it's either foul off your leg or pull it foul. When the baseball goes right from the sun to the shadows, you're trying to react and read the rotation of the seams as a hitter, and it becomes that much more difficult.
Cora bounces one toward the middle. Ibar's got it. He will touch second base just ahead of the slide of Ian Desmond. And we head to the bottom of the 5th with the Angels still on top 1-0. race. They decided to go relay race today.
And blindfolded.
Blindfolded relay race. And, of course, your guy, no, don't be fooled by the head start he's got here because he's going to lose.
Look,
the man has
he was digging himself running around there, high-fiving. Thinks he was a lock. The honest one comes flying by again.
An honest one again turns around. Seriously. Someone needs to show Abe how it's really done. Trumbo hitting one out toward left field. And Mike Morse is the new left fielder, makes the catch. And there's out number one. Desmond stays in the game. He is at shortstop, and Cora moves from short over to first. Morse played some left field. Remember the Seattle Mariners. He's got some experience out there. So Trumbo is the first out here to start the bottom of the fifth inning. He's 0 for 2, and here comes Peter Borges, who had a base hit into center field leading off to third. So he's 1 for 1. Fastball up and in. You're highly disappointed in the President's race. After 2 great races to start the series. That's it? That's how they finish?
John Jackson making that play as a receiver for the Eagles, going backwards, falling into the end zone. What a straight out race there. A little disappointed.
Why don't you get on the horn and have him come back out in the 7th as Borges pops one up on the infield. Espinosa near the bag. Makes the catch, 2 outs. Fans now through July the 3rd as Gooby gets on the phone here. Get 40% off all jerseys at the Angels team stores. Don't miss this chance to get commemorative 50th anniversary as well as flashback jerseys at a great price. Be sure to shop now while supplies last at the Angels merchandise locations throughout the Big A.
What kind of phone do I have to get on to talk to a president, though? Say, hey, let's get this straight.
I don't know. Cell phone, perhaps?
It's like there's no like red phone or the black phone or the bat phone. Nothing. Just a Teddy Roosevelt phone, huh?
Yeah. Rotary dial would work.
Yes.
Mathis hit a fly ball to right field in the 3rd inning. So he's 0 for 1. Lifts a pop up on the left side of the infield. Ryan Zimmerman on the grass makes the catch, and after a long inning for Dan Hare to the top of the 5th, Zimmerman retires the Angels very quickly in the bottom of the 5th. Through 5, though, the Angels still have a 1-0 lead.
The Coors Light Breeze Can. Curry Hairston makes the play as Peter Borges was going on the swing. Had a re-tag second, came back to first. But Michael Morse tried to apply the tag instead of having to force play at first. Davey Johnson saying, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have your foot on the bag. It would have been a double play. And that was our Coors Light Freeze Can, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Davey made sure he told.
Yeah. Top
Michael
of the
Morse.
6th inning here. The Angels up by the score of 1-0. Top of the order as Bernardino rolls it foul.
But you made a good point about that was such a quick inning for the Angel hitters, and Dan Haren had to battle his way through a lot of pitches last inning. Needs a couple quick outs here if he can get them.
1 ball, 1 strike, 25 pitches thrown by Haren. Here's the 1-1. Bernardino pulls it foul. Bernardino is one of those guys that almost is starting to, almost Ichiro-like, starting his run and swing at the same time. Likes that pitch on the inside part of the plate. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a fly to right. It's down and away.
It's exactly what he looks like right now. You would think he'd be susceptible that whether it's a fastball or something off speed on the outside corner, as he's pulling off the baseball, the best thing he's going to be able to do is roll over, hit a ground ball to second base by doing that.
Two lifts this one foul back behind the plate. A full count now in the leadoff man. Bixler on deck, Zimmerman to follow. Here's the payoff. This one out to straightaway center field, chasing Borges back, still going back. He'll make the catch at the wall for the first out.
Well, you can see the difference in the daytime as compared at night. Peter Borges did a good job of tracking this baseball down because this has a pretty good carry. He's playing shallow. Keeps drifting back. Gets a feel for the warning track of where the wall is. It reaches up. It's about 3/4 of the way up the wall. Never lost track of that baseball. Looked right into the glove.
Brian Bixler has a 1 ball, no strike count. Bixler, strikeout victim in the first. Hit a bunt single in the 4th inning. Advanced the second of the throwing error by Carrasco. Swings through that one. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Three strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit batter. 1 hit allowed by Haren. Bixler asked for time, and it was granted.
I was a big fan of that. If I'm in my motion, have a umpire call timeout.
Agreed. I mean, the minute, and Dan's got one of those very deliberate motions. The minute the left foot goes back behind the rubber, that's it. The motion is started. I don't care how slow the motion is. Hang with him if you're the hitter. It's way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I know a lot of times you'll see hitters step out just to try to throw a pitcher off his rhythm. But still, once you begin the process of delivering the baseball, you shouldn't call timeout.
This one fouled off to the right. It'll land in the seats behind the first base dugout. The count remains at 2-2. 95 pitches thrown by Haren. 59 strikes.
A lot of pitches for 1 out in the 6th inning for Dan Haren today. A lot of foul balls.
You were saying?
A lot of foul balls.
Count remains at 2-2. A full count. Ryan Zimmerman, the third baseman, on deck. 7 3-ball counts for Haren, 5 full counts. but still just one walk allowed. And here comes the payoff pitch. Bixler goes down swinging. There's out number 2. Boy, just constantly stayed away from Bixler, and he's done that in his first inning at bat and now this 6th inning at bat.
Well, you might as well stay with that philosophy because of the fact that if he hasn't hit the ball well on that pitch from the outer half, why would you change that? Just to show in because he's having a tough time. He's looking middle in to begin with, and he's not making an adjustment as a hitter, so you got to stay away on him until he hits that ball to right field.
Zimmerman, the third baseman, steps in with 2 outs, nobody on. He's popped out and grounded out. That was a nice play by Trumbo in the 4th inning. Going to his left. Oh, and 2 the count.
We wonder if they're going to go up the ladder with the fastball here now after that split finger fastball in the dirt. Get Zimmerman swinging.
There's the 0-2. Chopper to short. Ibar's got it. A 1-2-3 inning for Dan Hare. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning with the Angels on top 1-0.
Cold, hard blast. Eric Ibar last night. The fastball down and in, drops the bat head and drives it out to right field for a solo shot. His previous at bat hit a double to drive in a run as he continues to swing the bat well. That was our Coors Light cold, hard blast.
Ibar to lead things off here in the 6th inning. Ibar, Hunter, Abreu. The 1-0 lead, the 1 run coming in the 4th inning. No hits by the Angels in that frame, but helped out by the error from Ryan Zimmerman, trying to throw out Bobby Abreu at second on a slow chopper off the bat of Wells. Bobby eventually scored the run on the double play ball that Kendrick hit it to. 1 ball, no strikes on Ibar, and then of course went as a unearned run. Jordan Zimmerman. Davey Johnson getting the report on the Hairston hit by a pitch. That's not a good sign. At least you wouldn't think, as Ibar lost one out towards center. Bernardina's there. And there's the first out. Eric Ibar 0 for 3 today.
Yeah, you hope Jerry Hairston's okay, because the fact that when they talk about that's that spot where you see a lot of hitters get hit. It could take some time to get back out there. Hopefully that's not the case. Done a nice job for them. He's had himself a very solid career also.
No balls and a strike on Torrey, who today is grounded to second, hit a fly ball to left. Boy, he's on that fastball. In the hole now at no balls, 2 strikes. Jordan Zimmerman Has a couple of strikeouts, one each in the first 2 innings, none since. And that one walk to Bobby Abreu came leading off the fourth.
And his next pitch will be his 60th. He's done a very good job as far as his pitch count in this game.
Torre goes down swinging. The ball gets by Pudge. Opportunity to reach on the strikeout, and he does. Now he's going to try to go to second base. The throw from Bixler is in time. We don't see that too often. Strikeout, wild pitch, 9-6 put out at second.
Boy, a nasty slider from Zimmerman gets away from Pudge Rodriguez, and he makes a throw with the first base is screened as Torre's running down the line. And a solid throw there by Bixler to second base gets Torre at that point. On the run with the bare hand, strong throw.
There's Bobby Abreu, looks at a fastball down low. Bobby 0 for 1 with a ground out to short, a walk and a run scored. Well, you're talking about the pitch counts for Jordan Zimmerman now at 62. Helped out by some couple of innings in which he really didn't throw that many pitches. In the 5th inning, he threw just 7 pitches, retiring the side in order for the first time since the first inning.
Third inning, only threw 6 pitches.
Yep. And that was with a base hit.
Yep.
Borges had that leadoff base hit to center field. 2-1. Bobby slices one down the left field line. It'll land in the seats. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's inside. And it's a full count. Bobby lining one toward the alley in left center field. That's going to get down. Bernardino cuts it off. Abreu is going to try to go to second base. And he is thrown out. That will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on, 6 in the books. The Angels still on top 1-0. Against Dan Haren. Stairs, Morse, and Espinoza. 4 strikeouts for Haren, coming off a 1-2-3 inning. Dan started this game off by retiring the first 10 men he faced and gave up a bunt single to Brian Bixler. That's been the only knock so far as that pitch drops in for a strike. Stairs 0 for 2. Struck out looking, leading off the second. Hit a fly ball to left in the fourth. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Two balls and a strike now. No action in the Angels pen as Dan is at 104 pitches so far. Boy, you talk about a 2-1 pitch. The hitter's geared up in a 1-0 game out of the strike zone and still get a veteran guy to swing through it.
Yeah, he's trying to cheat on the fastball in the inner half, and Haren throws a slider down and in instead. Perfect spot for that one.
We just got a piece of that one.
That's a real good split finger fastball also. Backed it up from the slider to a split finger fastball.
Haren's a guy that has lived north of 100 pitches pretty much every start. Only 2 times this season he did not get to 100 pitches. As Stairs goes down swinging for out number 1. 2 starts ago, Haren threw 89 pitches in just 4 innings in the loss against the Mets. And then, of course, he had that 13 pitch outing as a reliever. That's it. Everything else has been over 100.
Boy, that was a great pitch on that one. That slider down and in once again. Slider down and in, split finger fastball away, and then backed it up with another slider on the inner half, and Stairs could do nothing with it. A lot of pitches thrown, 107 now for Dan Haren. A lot of it has to do with the fact is he has to make a perfect pitch. Not a ton of run support for him.
No balls and a strike on Mike Morse. 0 for 2 with a pop-up and a ground out.
We get less than 3 runs a game run support. That forces you to be more careful with pitches.
Count even now, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Forces never to give in. You know, on a fastball count, you mentioned that, Victor, with the pitch to Matt Stairs. A lot of times when you're up 3 or 4-0, you're more apt to throw that fastball, but you can't afford to do so.
.110 pitches so far. 118 the last time out against the Dodgers. Ahead of the count here on Morse. He got to start at first base as he has this entire series, but moving out to left field when Hairston was hit by a pitch. That was in the 5th. Jammed him. Pops this one up on the first base side. Trumbull will watch it land in the seats.
Boy, great location that pitch. You see Morse with his hands out over the plate, and then you have to bring him in to be able to make contact on the fastball inside.
And speaking of that hit by pitch, they've just announced that it was just a right hand contusion, which I guess is good news. 1-2 bounced over to third. Callaspo's got him. 2 outs. Fans, on Friday, the crosstown rivals, the Dodgers, will be visiting the Big A for a 3-game series starting at 7:05. Make your plans to be part of the annual Freeway Series. Purchase your tickets today at the Angel Stadium ticket office or by logging on to angels.com. Tyler Chatwood would pitch in the opener of that series, going up against Hiroki Kuroda, Clayton Kershaw, Jared Weaver. Saturday night at 6:05, and don't forget Sunday, it's a night game, a 5:05 start ESPN game. Chad Billingsley against Irvin Santana. Haren's got the comebacker, and Espinoza is retired. Make that 8 in a row, retired now by Haren. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A, and the Angels still on top.
There's little doubt about that. And he could play. He was fiery. At that particular time, I think it was just what the Angels needed.
The Angel icon was traded away in 1971 for a young flamethrower, some guy named Ryan. Bottom of the seventh here at the Big A. The Angels have one unearned run, but they lead it 1-0. They got that run in the fourth inning. A great pitching matchup between Herron and Jordan Zimmerman. Zimmerman here in the seventh inning has thrown 66 pitches. He has 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits allowed. Herron, however, has gone 7 innings, having allowed 1 hit. That was a bunt single. He has struck out 5 and walked 1.
That quick inning for Dan Herron and gave him another opportunity to go back to the mound.
Vernon Wells went around on the slider, and it's no balls and a strike. The Angels cleaned up hitter today. They strike out in the fielder's choice, so he's 0 for 2. This one popped up on the right side. Another slider from Zimmerman. Espinosa makes the catch. There's out number 1. Hey, subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Angels game live or on demand on your computer as well as your favorite devices. MLB.tv Premium lets you enjoy HD quality home and away coverage, multi-game view, as well as the ability to pause and rewind live games. Visit Angels.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Howie Kendrick, it's a breaking ball inside.
I paused for you.
You did. It is so thoroughly enjoyable to watch you mimic as I read.
Hey, it's no problem.
I mean, you could be a mime. There's no doubt. You could go down to Newport, Venice Beach. As Kendrick shoots its foul. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. It just get all painted up and be a mime. You'd be a tall mime, but a mime nonetheless.
That would work real well.
Howie today 0 for 2 as he fouls this one back to 1 and 2 strikes now. Howie's the guy who hit the ball on the ground when Bobby Abreu was standing at third base with no outs. Ended up being a double play, but brought home Abreu. This one lined back toward the middle. There's a base hit. Bernardino over to cut it off. Kendrick is on board with the Angels' 4th hit of this game. Make that a 9-game hitting streak now for Howie Kendrick.
Well, against a guy like Zimmerman with this type of stuff, that's the approach you have to take. A lot of pitches down, whether it's that 92, 93 mile an hour fastball or his nasty slider, curveball. He's been staying on the lower half of the plate the entire game.
Alberto takes a strike. Callasco had a base hit in the second. And grounded out to end the 4th inning. 1 for 2 game. Going with that breaking pitch. Misses down low. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Mark Trumbo is on deck. Hisanori Takahashi is up in the bullpen playing the occasional catch. Nope, actually Scott Downs now. Takahashi was up for a little bit. Now it's Downs. Takahashi pitched last night, going 1/3 of an inning, picking up the victory. The second is how he takes off. A slow dribbler up the line. Zimmerman throws to first. Boy, nice play as he gets that ball just ahead of Callasco to first base.
Boy, that is a difficult play for a pitcher because you're running over there and your throw is going to be right into the base runner going down the line. Callasco running hard, the throw quickly, and of course you got a guy playing first base that generally is not a first baseman, and Alex Cora was able to make the play because the throw was just far enough away from the runner coming down the line. Now Howie in scoring position for Trumbo. A big opportunity to get that add-on run here.
2 outs with Kendrick at second. Here's Mark. A ground ball to second base and a fly ball to left today, so he's 0 for 2. Fastball missing low. 1 ball, no strikes. Still good line from the fastball, and why not, considering he hasn't thrown that many pitches today. (1-0). Lays off the breaking ball.
We're just observing Bernardina in center field. He's playing a more shallow center field now, trying to take away from that single and the potential RBI. Earlier in the game against Trumbo, he was almost playing in the warning track in center field with no one on.
Snap throw to second base, and Howie just does get that hand back in there. And it's a 3-ball, no strike count on Mark Trumbo. The Angels almost running themselves out of the inning.
Boy, still quick with the release and the transfer for Pudge Rodriguez. Dangerous play too for Howie going back. Hand first, he gets spiked as the second baseman goes over to try to catch the baseball.
A 3-0 count on Trumbo. Borges on deck. Got a 3-0 slider, 3-1. Mentioned those 13 gold gloves earlier.
Boy, 3-0 slider to Trumbo. Obviously Zimmerman realizing he has an open base at first.
This one out towards straightaway center field, chasing Bernardina back. He turns around and will make the catch onto the warning track. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left in scoring position, 7 of the books. The Angels still on top, 1-0.
Dan Herron's been throwing the ball exceptionally well. It hasn't been necessarily easy, but he's made the quality pitch when need be during the course of the game. He's going to lead it off, a slider down the inner half. Of course, another slider. Matt Stairs takes the fastball on the outside corner. Great pitch there, and of course, he's able to have 5 strikeouts. Only allows 1 hit so far in 7 innings as he takes the baseball here in the 8th and throws the first pitch strike.
Ian Desmond is the batter. He came on as a pinch runner for Hairston, who was hit by a pitch in the 5th. As he went around on that pitch, and it's no balls, 2 strikes on Desmond, hitting .225, 3 home runs, 22 runs batted in. He's got 12 doubles, a couple of triples. Had a rough night defensively last night, committing a couple of errors. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'm glad Dan Herron went right back out with the exact same pitch. You see a young hitter swinging at that 0-1 pitch that far off the plate. You might as well try it again.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Desmond, Pudge Rodriguez, and Cora. That pitch is a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Down goes Desmond. There's out number 1.
And back out with the slider. Outside part of the plate. Catches the corner. Perfect spot. And still that shadow in the play because there's sun going right over the pitcher's mound. So the baseball starts out of the hand of the pitcher in the sunlight, then into the shadow. Tough read on the breaking pitch.
There's Pudge Rodriguez. Ground ball to second, a fly to right. Pitch a little bit high. The strikeout of Ian Desmond, the 6th for Dan Haren today. This one out towards center, and there's a base hit. Borges gets the baseball back into the infield. A 1-out knock for the Nationals, and that'll bring up Alex Cora. Fans celebrate the 4th of July here at the Big A and watch the Halos take on the Tigers. Remember, that's a 6:05 start on July 4th, Monday. Following the game, enjoy a fireworks show courtesy of Marvel Studios, Captain America, the First Avenger. Purchase your tickets at the Angel Stadium ticket office or at angels.com. Mike Scioscia's coming out, and that looks like it may be it for Dan Haren. With Cora due up here, Mike's going to turn the ball over to Scott Downs, and Dan Haren will depart with a nice round of applause. Checks from your smartphone with Quick Deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters. And by Bubba Burger, available in your grocer's freezer. Remember, you'll never bite a burger better than a Bubba. Bubba Burger. Scott Downs comes in to pitch here in the 8th inning with 1 out, and Pudge Rodriguez at first, and he'll be facing a pinch hitter. In and out, who's in, who's out. Dan Haren, 7 1/3, 6 strikeouts, a walk, 2 hits allowed. He's responsible for Pudge at first. Scott will be facing not Alex Cora, but Jason Worth instead. He's announced as the pinch hitter, hitting .224 on the season. 10 home runs, 27 runs batted in, 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter this season. First pitch is in for a strike. Scott pitched in the opening game of the series Monday, went 1 inning, struck out a man, and everything else was zeros. Jason Worth had his first hit of the series, his only hit of the series yesterday in the first inning. It was a double. Bloop doubled down the right field line and scored a run. That's down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Worth in the series. One for 10.
Has hit into 6 double plays.
1-1 pitch. Late on the fastball, 1-2. Tyler Clippard jumping, loosening now for the Nationals. Zimmerman having only thrown 80 pitches today. As Downs was coming set, Worth asking for time. It was granted. There's the 1-2. Worth reaching for it. That's the kind of swing we've seen from Jason Worth in this series. Very defensive, almost out in front of everything, whether it's a fastball or an off-speed pitch.
And he seems to be trying to guess along with the pitcher, and he's been guessing wrong. Hopefully right here, Scott Downs realized that and expands that strike zone even more so and goes even further down and away.
Pudge with a short lead at first base. Worth takes a called strike 3 on the breaking ball. Down he goes, 2 outs.
Well, you're talking about a perfect pitch. Starts on the outer half and catches the corner.
So with Pudge still at first, top of the order now, and Roger Bernardino stepping up. Bernardino's 0 for 3. It went hard in the 6th inning. It took Borges deep to center field. That pitch is fouled back and got a piece of Mathis. No balls and a strike. Bernardino 0 for 13 in this series. He came in batting 284. Pardon me, 282 when this series started. Now hitting 264. The Angels have done a nice job of keeping the speedster off the bases, only reaching in that error by Trumbo in the 6th inning last night.
It creates a whole different ball game when a guy with that type of speed gets on the base against you.
Just missed inside and not by much. 1-1.
Well, we talked about that the other day with Scott Downs, how he does such a good job of getting that fastball inside against left-handed batters. Right there in the inside, higher part of the strike zone, but a great spot. Scott Downs.
One. Breaking pitch. Lays off of it. 2 balls and a strike. The Halos in the bottom of the 8th inning have 8, 9, and 1 due up. Borges, Mathis, and Ibar. Tyler Clippard appears to be loosening as if he's coming into the game. Clippard has featured some pretty nasty stuff this year.
And generally you're thinking, okay, get Zimmerman out as well as he's thrown in this game, but then you bring in a guy that has well over a strikeout per inning. It'll be tough.
2-1. Down low, 3 balls and a strike. Clippard 57 strikeouts in 45 innings this year. He's pitched in 36 games. Has not pitched in this series as of yet. There he is. Right hand hitting Brian Bixler on deck. 2 outs here in the 8th. A man at first. Pudge Rodriguez with the Nationals' 2nd hit of the game. Knocking Dan Herron out of the ball game. There's a 3-1. Broken bat. Pop up. Third base side. Kai Aspo in front of the dugout. Puts it away. And the inning comes to an end. No runs. A hit. The Nats leave a man off. We hit to the bottom of the 8th. But the Angels still on top. And here in 7 1/3 innings, 2 hits allowed. One was a bunt single. Looking for his first home win since April the 12th. That was against the Tribe. Zimmerman, 7 innings, 4 hits. He's coming back out for more. 3 strikeouts and a walk. The Angels' last 3-game home sweep, September 27th through the 29th against the Oakland Athletics. Jason Worth stays in the game, and he is in right field. Brian Bixler moves from right over to left, and Mike Morse, who was out in left field, moves back to first. Zimmerman still in the game. He'll face Borges, Mathis, and Ibar. 80 pitches thrown by the right-hander. 3 strikeouts and a walk. Borges 1 for 2, had a base hit in the 3rd. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Bunt on the 3rd base side, and Zimmerman will throw out Borges. That pitch riding up and in on Borges, so it ended up getting out to Zimmerman very quickly, and there's the first out. And we're down to the remaining 4 greatest moments in MLB All-Star Game history. Go to MLB.com/moments and vote now for your favorite Midsummer Classics. And tune in to the 2011 MLB All-Star Game on Tuesday, July the 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific here on Fox to find out who won. So with 1 out, nobody on, Jeff Mathis steps to the plate. 0 for 2 with a fly to right and a pop up to 3rd. That pitch is up and in, getting away from Zimmerman.
He had dropped the elbow, got underneath that slider. Get somebody on base right here. See, Mathis gets himself a fastball and turns on it, gets an extra base hit. Need that add-on run, little extra.
It's jammed here and fights it foul. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Jeff. Top of the order, and Eric Ibar on deck. One and 2. Four hits allowed by Zimmerman. Never multiple hits in any one inning. As Jeff foul tips that one, hung on to by Pudge. 2 outs. Jordan Walden up and loosening. He'll be coming on in the top of the 9th inning. The Nationals will have Bixler, Zimmerman, and Stairs due up. Morse, if the inning moves along. A 1 ball, no strike count on Ibar. He's got a 9-game hitting streak, but he's 0 for 3 today. A strikeout, a fly to left, and a fly ball to center field. Zimmerman comes in just about even with the bag now at 3rd. It's fouled back. 1-1. '89th pitch of the game for Jordan Zimmerman is a breaking ball that misses down and in for ball 2.
Doesn't waste a whole lot of time on that mound either. On a lot of strikes, working quickly, keeping everything down in the strike zone. Elevates only when he needs to.
Ibar trying to drag bunt. Rolls a foul. It's 2-2. Texas leading Houston. That game, the top of the 5th inning, down at Minute Maid Park, 3-0 Rangers. Seattle lost earlier today to the Atlanta Braves 5-3.
Well, the National League a little better showing this year in interleague play.
Oakland hosting the Marlins later on. 2-2, rolled foul. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cincinnati beat Tampa Bay 4-3. Minnesota shut out the Dodgers 1-0. St. Louis leading Baltimore 5-1. The Mets leading the Tigers 8-6. A slugfest. That game at the bottom of the 6th at Comerica Park in Detroit. And Toronto leading Philadelphia in the 7th 2-1. Ibar pops this one up on the third base side. Zimmerman will run out of room. This one off the top of the dugout. San Diego beat Kansas City down at Petco 4-1. Cleveland defeating Arizona 6-2. Philadelphia leading Boston yet again. That game in the 8th 2-1. No score. San Francisco at Wrigley, and the White Sox in Denver just underway with no score.
Any more rain up in that Oakland area?
I don't see an R out there, so I don't believe so. Breaking pitch chopped right back to Zimmerman. He has himself a 1-2-3-8. We head to the ninth. Here comes Waldo with the Angels up 1-0. We're on the driver's side and by Sit and Sleep. Save up to 50% with Sit and Sleep's independent sale. Sit and Sleep will beat anyone's advertised price, or your mattress is free. Top of the ninth. Why not Halo Power? Jordan Walden comes into the game trying to save it for the Angels, a 1-0 lead. Walden, last 3 times out, he has blown the save. That was at Florida, at the Dodgers, and here on Monday night, giving up that 2-out home run to Danny Espinosa. But Mike Scioscia saying that he is the closer moving forward. And that's why he is in the game, to try to close this one out. Help the Angels pick up the series sweep to start this homestand. Ryan Bixler to lead things off. He's 1 for 3. Base hit, bunt single in the 4th inning. First pitch fastball is down and away for ball 1.
Boy, that's the thing he has to clean up as far as being in this closing position. Not overthrow and try to aim that fastball in the outer half.
Cayaspo playing in on the cut of the grass at third base just in case. Bixler has pretty good speed. There's a fastball for a strike to even the count. Scott Downs went 2/3 of an inning. 1 strikeout, everything else zeros. Here's the 1-1. Bixler swinging through the fastball at 96. And it's 1-2. Ryan Zimmerman on deck. Matt Stairs to follow, the DH. So Jeff Mathis wanted a slider there.
Go with the elevated fastball instead.
Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
See if he goes right back with the fastball or goes with the game plan with Mathis wanted a slider. You go with fastball to the outside corner.
Chopper to the right side. Howie Kendrick is there. One out.
Great spot on that fastball. Outside corner down. All you can do as a hitter is try to protect and put it in play. Hits a ground ball, gets that lead guy here in the ninth inning on a weak ground ball to second base.
That last fastball at 98 miles an hour. Here's Ryan Zimmerman, 0 for 3, a pop-up and a couple of ground outs. Takes a strike. Torrey Hunter pretty much the only guy that's still out in the sunshine in right field. Everyone else in the shadows. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch, and it is 0-2.
Oh, that's an electric slider. Zimmerman trying to catch up and guess with the fastball, ends up getting a nasty slider. Boy, late break. The commitment for a hitter to swing at that pitch. Can't stop at that point.
Chopper on the right side. That is a fair ball heading down the line. Zimmerman will head to second base. A one-out double, seeing eye double, two inside the bag, and puts the tying run in scoring position. That'll bring up Matt Stairs.
He's getting this in that protect mode as a hitter, trying to hit that ball away. Fastball up. If it's down and away, you don't hit that ball. But because it's up, you have that ability to be able to put the bat on the ball and try to get some kind of positive result, and Zimmerman did.
Stairs today 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Looks at a fastball down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. We've got Mike Morse on deck. A 1 ball, 1 strikeout now on Stairs. Bixler grounded out. Zimmerman with 2 strikes. Sneaking a double down in the right field line. Just inside the bag. His 4th double of the year. That's where he stands in scoring position. Well shallow and left. Borges creeping in center. There's that pitch.
Well, that was a perfect spot.
Below the knees? No.
Nope. Right in the strike zone. Middle of the plate.
2 balls and 1 strike. Stairs rolls it over to Trumbo. He'll take it himself. 2 outs. Zimmerman advances to third. So here comes Mike Morse, the first baseman / left fielder, back to first base today. 0 for 3. Pop up to second. A ground ball to short. A ground ball to third. First pitch fastball in there for a strike. Morse with very good power. Dangerous hitter. 15 home runs. 46 runs batted in. A tying run and Ryan Zimmerman at third base. Walden trying to close it out for Dan Herron. Fastball. Strike on the outside corner. 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes, trying to get him to chase that high fastball, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 35,257 here this afternoon. One, 2. Down and away. That's nice job by Mathis to the backhand. And it's a 2 ball, 2 strike count.
Well, that's not easy to be able to backhand, too. An overthrown fastball. Super quick reflexes for Mathis.
Jeff going out there to kind of calm Jordan down a little bit, not get over amplified out there.
A lot of times when you're a closer with that type of ability to fire the fastball, you get the adrenaline going with the crowd behind you. You just got to take a deep breath and get back into your mechanics, follow through, and finish off the game.
A terrific pitching matchup. Certainly played out here this afternoon between Zimmerman and Herron. 2 outs here in the ninth. Man at third base. Here comes the 2-2. Got him swinging. Down goes Morse. Light that baby up as the Angels shut out the Nationals 1-0 and sweep them back to the National League East.
Boy, another big series against a National League club. Just enough offense. Not a lot behind it. They scored a run without a hit in that inning back in the fourth. But Jordan Walden came back and did a quality job there closing up this ball. I love what Jeff Mathis did. Went out to him and talked to him about getting yourself back, trusting your ability to be able to finish off this game. And he did so. Dan Herron, what an outstanding job. 2 hits. Scott Downs once again, great job setting up Jordan Walden.
A 1-0 victory for the Angels. Their second series sweep of the season. The other coming between April 15th and the 17th at Chicago. It's the first time the Angels have 2 games over 500 since May the 30th, and their first 1-0 win at home since May 9th, 2009 against the Kansas City Royals. Dan Herron picks up his 8th win. George Zimmerman takes the loss. He's now 5-7. For Mark Gubiza and our entire crew here at the Big A, I'm Victor Rojas. Thanking you for watching Angels baseball. Stick around. Angels Live is coming up next.